The Arrowverse has grown by leaps and bounds since the early days when Oliver Queen was the only superhero on the block. Lately, it seems like there's no corner of the DC universe these shows can't draw from. But even as large as the Arrowverse has grown, there are still a lot of major characters who have yet to appear. Here are 14 DC characters we hope to see in the Arrowverse soon. Batman is the most obvious candidate at this point, but an important one all the same. If Supergirl can feature Superman in a supporting role, what's to prevent Batman from stopping by on Arrow? Initially, these shows were vague about whether Batman even exists in the Arrowverse, but between Oliver Queen name-dropping Bruce Wayne on Arrow and Wynn making reference to Clark's friend with the ears on Supergirl, that question is pretty much moot now.
You're sure it's a good idea?
It feels right.
As much as we'd like to see Batman in the Arrowverse, that may not be practical, but one alternative is to spotlight Batwoman instead. Supergirl has long made a habit of emphasizing female characters, and Batwoman's relationship with Maggie Sawyer in the comics could lead to some interesting character drama when she bumps into Alex Danvers for the first time. The Flash has introduced a great many speedsters over the past 4 years, but one notable character has yet to appear: Barry Allen's time-displaced descendant Bart. We hope to see that change in the near future, especially with the series losing Wally West to Legends of Tomorrow. Barry could use a new teen sidekick in Season 5.
The future awaits. I gotta run.
Lady Shiva would be a natural fit for Arrow, especially given the show's tendency to focus on non-metahuman villains in recent seasons. Shiva is obsessed with proving herself as the greatest martial artist in the world, even if it means traveling the globe and defeating every rival one by one. She could set her sights on Team Arrow in Season 6. Given how important time travel is to Legends of Tomorrow, we're a little surprised Booster Gold hasn't shown up already. This washed-up athlete traveled back in time to try and impress the people of the present-day DCU with his amazing technology. Instead, he wound up becoming a superhero, though not a very well-respected one. He seems like he'd be a perfect fit for the dysfunctional Legends.
I fail to understand your obsession with fame.
Not fame, mega fame. Much more than, like, your level of fame.
Apart from Batman, no character is a more obvious choice to guest star on Arrow than Vic Sage, newscaster by day and faceless vigilante by night. The Question has a long history with Oliver Queen in both the comics and the animated series Justice League Unlimited. Even executive producer Mark Guggenheim has noted his desire to include this character. Unfortunately, he appears to be off limits to the Arrowverse for now.
We're asking questions someone doesn't want answered.
Oh, learn a new tune already.
Cheshire is a deadly assassin who wears a distinctive Cheshire cat mask and specializes in martial arts and poisons. In other words, a perfect choice to be an Arrow villain. She also has close ties to Roy Harper in the comics. With Roy taking on a more prominent role again in Season 6, we'd say the time has come for Cheshire's debut. Both Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow have dabbled a great deal in the supernatural side of the DCU in recent years. At this point, it seems like only a matter of time until Dr. Fate drops in. The short-lived Constantine series even featured a cameo of the Helmet of Naboo. It's about time some series made good use on that tease. Between Lena Luthor and her mother Lillian, we've already seen plenty of the Luthor family on Supergirl. But so far, the most famous Luthor of them all has only been name-dropped. We'd love to see Lex play a major role in a future season, forcing Lena to choose between her beloved brother and her friendship with Kara. A number of heroes have carried the Starman mantle in the DCU, but we're most interested in seeing the Jack Knight version of the character. This reluctant hero inherited his cosmic staff from his father and struggled to keep the family legacy alive. Legends of Tomorrow already introduced Stargirl in Season 2, so Starman could be introduced as her descendant. One of the best things about seeing John Constantine interact with the heroes of the DCU is his tumultuous relationship with fellow magician Zatanna. And now that Constantine is set to become a series regular in Legends of Tomorrow's 4th season, it seems only fitting that Zatanna make her Arrowverse debut. There's a lot that could be done with a backwards-talking sorceress who balances a superhero life with a career as a stage magician.
I'm not waiting in the wings. Let's do this.
As often as Cord Industries has been mentioned on Arrow and The Flash, it's past time that Ted Cord himself finally put in an appearance. Ideally, we'd love to see both Cord himself as the classic tech-powered Blue Beetle and his successor Jaime Reyes, who's empowered by a mystical scarab. Frankly, that dynamic is rich enough to justify its own spin-off series. Ever since an Arrow episode featured a cameo from Hal Jordan's flight jacket in Coast City, we've been intrigued by the prospect of Green Lantern appearing in one or more of the Arrowverse shows. And the good thing about there being so many Green Lanterns is that the Arrowverse can feature one without stepping on the toes of the movies. But if Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart are off limits, there's still Kyle Rayner, Simon Baz, Jessica Cruz, and Guy Gardner to choose from.
Flash, my boy, great to see you.
Essentially the Galactus of the DC universe, the Anti-Monitor is a massive being obsessed with bringing an end to the multiverse itself. He was the main villain of the classic storyline Crisis on Infinite Earths, and the catalyst behind the collapse of DC's formerly vast multiverse into one singular universe. The Flash has frequently teased a crisis of its own by showcasing the futuristic newspaper hidden in Eobard Thawne's secret room. We assume it's only a matter of time before Crisis on Infinite Earths becomes fodder for a major Arrowverse crossover. Those are the DC characters we'd love to see join the Arrowverse. What are yours? Let us know in the comments, and for more on DC superheroes, check out our list for the best Batman animated movies and every time the DC live-action movies improved on the comics. And don't forget to follow and subscribe to IGN on all your favorite platforms.